I'm McCauley, and I'm at Pray It Off in Syracuse, New York on September 12th. And we just had a wonderful award ceremony where over the summer, 32 people, or almost a third of the group, either stayed the same or lost weight. Also, 7 of those people lost 5 pounds or more. Around 40 or so people in the group gained between 1 and 4 pounds over the summer, okay? But there were 20 people, and I, as the facilitator and founder of this group, am included in those 20 people, and I'll tell you why when I'm done here, gained 5 or more pounds over the summer. So that is from the first week in June to the first week in September. So studies show that whenever a person gains more than 5 pounds in a 6-month period, they have a problem with their relationship with food, and in many cases have a food addiction. And tonight I want to talk a little bit about addictions. Now I'm going to ask people to raise their hand. I will not call on you. If today or at any time in your life you were addicted to anything, please raise your hand. I'd like to say that just about everyone in the room raised their hand. Now this can be an addiction to food, an addiction to cigarettes, an addiction to gambling, an addiction to just about anything. I have behind the food log 2 prayers for those suffering from addiction. And I would like you to say it, number 1, for yourself if you are struggling with an addiction, and number 2, for someone in your life who you love who may be struggling from an addiction. And what's interesting is on 9/11, I remembered what had happened 18 years ago, and that on that day, like 2,700 people lost their lives. Since then, 50,000 people have lost their lives from 9/11 related cancers and illnesses. In that same day, on the news report, it said that 500,000 Americans have died from an addiction to opiates. 500,000. Where is the outrage? Where is the, are you kidding me? You know, we hear about the suing, etc., and that is an addiction. And who are we to judge that addiction when many of us have had addictions in our own lives? And I want to share something with you. I grew up in a home where my parents smoked like chimneys. They just, very big smokers. In the 50s, a lot of people smoked. Little teeny house, we called it a cracker box, had a flat roof. I grew up and there was so much secondhand smoke that when I was a freshman in college, everyone smoked. On the list of stuff to bring to college, it said ashtrays. It was 72. Bring ashtrays. So I brought ashtrays. I didn't smoke. I got to college. Everyone was smoking. They said to me, "You want to smoke?" I go, "I don't smoke." They go, "Well, want to try?" I'm like, "Okay, it's college. You say yes, right?" So and then with that first cigarette, it was as if I had smoked my entire life. I had so much secondhand smoke growing up. I wasn't dizzy. I'm like, "Oh, this is great." I smoked from 1972 to 1997, and I smoked during my pregnancies. Am I proud of that? Oh, no. When I had Shannon, you could smoke in the room when you had your baby. It was 1981. Me and my roommate were smoking. We were having the babies. I am telling you, that's the way it was. In 1997, I was visiting, which I do daily practically, my mother. I was 43, she was 63, 1997. She says, "I think I better quit smoking." I'm like, "What? You've been smoking for 50 years. She started when she was like 13. She goes, "It's too expensive. I don't want to spend that money." She goes, "But I'm addicted to nicotine. I heard about this gum. Go buy me some of that gum." Now, she couldn't afford, she doesn't want to spend money on cigarettes, but I have been buying her nicotine gum for 22 years. sister has too. We buy it for her, and it is expensive, but neither. So I said, I'll quit if you quit, Mom. We'll start chewing nicotine gum. I chewed nicotine gum from 1997 to June of 2019. And let me tell you what happened. I started praying off, and I gave up food and everything, and I said, I can lose weight. And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, you really are addicted to that nicotine gum now, and you're chewing it every 5 minutes, and you're chewing it when you wake up, you're chewing it when you go to bed. I go, yeah, but God, I'll quit when I get to my goal weight. I'll quit, I promise. So every once in a while, God would whisper in my ear, what about that nicotine gum? And I'm like, not yet, God, not yet. Soon. I'll do it soon. In the beginning of June, God would not shut up. He's like, you gotta quit that nicotine gum. I'm like, I don't want it. You got it. No. Now, I had tried to quit 15 years ago. It was not pretty. My head spinned around. Pea soup came out of my mouth. I cried. I was depressed. I did it for 72 hours. But this time I said, Lord, how can I get up in front of the Pray It Up group and talk about addiction when I have this addiction to nicotine gum? So I gave it up because I said, Lord, I can't do this, but you can do it and you can help me. Now, I had put on 10 pounds on vacation because I knew I would, because I was drinking Michelob Ultras every day and I don't usually drink. I'm opening my kimono here. I'm telling everybody everything. So I said, well, I can get all that weight off. I know I can, but then I couldn't. So I ended up going to the doctors at the beginning of August because I had diverticulitis. So I said, I can't lose any weight, but I did quit the nicotine gum. And the doctor said, of course you're not going to lose weight. You're probably going to gain weight. I said, but I'm not eating pizza and ice cream and candy and all that. He goes, your body has had nicotine for 47 years. It's going to change. Your metabolism's going to change. And therefore, the 10 pounds I gained on vacation, I got rid of 3, but the other 7 is going to take me a while. But I got rid of an addiction that has plagued me, and my head didn't spin around. Pea soup didn't come out of my mouth. I'm chewing other kinds of gum. But the reason I did it, it's supposed to raise your blood pressure and all that. It didn't hurt me at all. My mother's still chewing it. God bless her. She's 86. She can chew it forever, as long as we buy it for her, as it's expensive. But the thing I wanted to say to you, I understand addiction. I have come from a long line of anxious people. We call it the McCauley curse, because we either were addicted to food, alcohol, cigarettes, just to get through that anxiety of life. And so many of us have that gnawing, anxious feeling. Is there counseling? Yes. Is there medication? Yes. But I have never taken an anti-anxiety medication that didn't make me gain weight. And I'm not going to make you raise your hand, but many of you have told me that you've had anti-anxiety medications that have made you gain weight. So I decided to rely on Jesus. Those of us with a food addiction, let's talk about that right now and how God can help us with that food addiction. I'm going to stop right there, Bobby.